Twitter.
My daddy's gonna sue you!
Hey everybody, I'm back from a 5-week long vacation and
bullshit.
and I'm sick, as you can tell, and while I was gone, I had some stuff stolen
Did you
from me.
die?
I got shot.
But did you die?
Bullshit.
Hey, I've seen this one. I've seen this one. This is a classic.
The rise, the fall, and the lessons. Now this is what happens when you take a beloved rockstar IP, a polished trailer, influencer push, a membership tier, and then
I want to
poof,
play bully
a takedown.
friends.
Today we break down the timeline, the red flags, Kofi nonsense, and why this blew up. Way before Bully Online ever existed, there was Bully, Rockstar's cult classic from 2006. It never got an official multiplayer mode, but it built a passionate fan base that kept the game alive for years.
Speak to your mother, James.
What? Who are you? Mom, I thought you told me never to talk to strangers.
Like I said before, Jimmy, please.
That fan base created mods, servers, and communities, some tiny, some massive. One of the biggest examples is the multiplayer mod for Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, which survived for nearly 2 decades because it stayed low profile, non-monetized, and community-driven. Fast forward, modding culture matured. Creators learned how to build polished experiences, but they also learned the hard lesson. When a fan project looks and acts like a commercial product, rights holders notice. That background is crucial to understanding what happened with Bully Online.
What do you think, Peck?
YouTube influencers amplified it. That visibility brought players and hype fast. But visibility is a double-edged sword. It makes a fan project look like a product. Rights holders notice that. The more polished and public you are, the more you invite scrutiny. Way before Bully. Bully Online launched with hype, then vanished. The community was left with questions. Where's the code? What about refunds? And why did this happen so fast? Quick clarification about the Ko-fi setup, because this is where a lot of confusion and anger started. The project's public pages were free to join. Anyone could access the Discord, download the client when available, and play on public servers. It wasn't a hard paywall that blocked everyone. Quick, concrete detail, the supporter membership part. Yeah, this one. Right fucking here was $8 per month. This wasn't a one-off tip, it was a recurring membership tier. And what did you get for your $8? Early access, behind the scenes, Discord access, a blue player name tag, an in-game digital camera, and special priority in the server queue. In short, you could pay to be slightly more blue and slightly less annoyed in the queue.
Man, this is some bullshit!
Twitter.
My daddy's gonna sue you!
Hey everybody, I'm back from a 5-week long vacation and I'm sick, as you can tell, and while I was gone, I had some stuff stolen from me, so apologies for delaying this video right here, but yesterday I had to spend the whole day just like documenting stuff and talking to the housing agency and yada yada. But yeah, I have some bad news and I have some good news, so I guess I'll begin by telling you about the bad news and then I'll wrap it up and soften the blow a bit with the good news. Fat Pigeon Development has ceased all development and promotion of Bully Online. That's no longer a thing we're pursuing. I can't get into specifics, but I'll let you take 2 guesses as to who's behind this. I've seen a lot of people in the comment section saying that it's because of the coffee thing that we initially did, or because of the fact that we announced the mod instead of just releasing it spontaneously. I've also seen quite a few people getting hostile towards me and accusing me of being behind this. Let me just tell you, unlike all of the people speculating, presuming, and accusing right now, I've actually—
Oh really? Swagta. People accusing and what was the last part?
Get rid of that. Like all of the people speculating, presuming, and accusing right now—
Oh yes, that assuming. That is what the internet does. How do you think the news goes around the world, Cupcake? Also, you may say, yes, good boy.
What the fuck?
But actions speak louder than words. I watched the whole video, and honestly, this explains almost nothing, while pretending it explains everything. You open with a sympathy stack. 5-week vacation, sick, robbed, housing agency, yada yada. That might all be true, but notice how none of it is actually backed up, clarified, or even tied to the project. It's just there to lower the temperature before you drop the real news. And since there's been zero confirmation beyond "trust me bro," people are obviously going to question it, especially when this silence conveniently overlaps with deadlines you yourself set. Then we get the big announcement. Fat Pigeon Development has ceased all development and promotion of Bully Online. That's not pocket change for a volunteer project. It's real money moving through something that promised open source and refunds. 70 people signed up. 70 people gave you money. That's $560. That's not Monopoly money. That's not a tip jar at a buskers show. That's real cash moving through a project that promised transparency. Words are cheap, receipts aren't. Here's the real deal. The servers and basic access were free. The membership didn't wall everyone off the bat, but money changed hands. 70 supporters signed up. That recurring $8 is the difference between fan project and product in the eyes of IP holders. Blue name or not, cash flips the switch. So yeah, it wasn't the color that got you in trouble. It was the cash. Fine, that part's clear. What isn't clear is literally everything after that. You repeatedly say, I can't get into specifics, while also insisting you've read the letter and therefore know more than everyone else. That's not transparency. That's, I know something you don't, so stop asking. If you can't share details, stop using the letter as a shield to shut down criticism. Color-labeled name, camera, queue priority, whatever. People paid monthly. That's what made the lawyers sit up. Refunds, missing code, and the rest? That's a whole other dumpster fire we'll roast later. For now, $8, 70 people, and a legal shitstorm. Beautiful. Around the same time, Bully MP's website went offline. The timing is suspicious. When rights holders flag one multiplayer project, they often sweep related projects to limit the spread of unauthorized multiplayer services. That's not proof of a single person's wrongdoing. It's how enforcement often plays out. One takedown triggers a wider check. Reportedly, a DMCA or cease and desist landed and everything went dark. Fine legal letters happen, but here's the thing. If you're going to wave a legal letter around as the reason everything vanished, show it. Don't hide behind, we can't say, or it's private. If the letter exists and you complied, post a redacted copy. If you refunded people, show the receipts. If you didn't, stop pretending. You keep hammering this line. Even if we never did the Ko-Fi and never announced it, it still would have been shut down.
I can tell you that this project would have never survived. Even if we never did the coffee page and we never announced it and we just released it out of the blue one day, it still would have been shut down. Like, there's no way that this would have survived. So as far as Fat Pigeon Development is concerned, we're gonna pursue original projects. We're not gonna do anything that pertains to Take-Two Interactive, Rockstar Games, or any of the...
Man, this is some bullshit!
Okay, maybe. But that doesn't magically make the Ko-Fi paywall okay.
This man!
And that's the part you speedrun past. You don't actually explain how early access, perks, or supporter benefits didn't cross a line. You just wave it away like it's irrelevant. It's not. Especially when some supporters still haven't been refunded, despite you claiming we reached out to everybody. Clearly, that didn't happen across the board. Then comes the biggest contradiction in the entire video. The open source claim.
Okay, so that's the bad news. What about the good news? Well, here's the thing. Before we got shut down, as some of you may recall, we actually released this project as open source. I'm not advocating that anybody downloads this and continues development, but that is a possibility. It's not impossible that somebody would do that. I do not condone that, but it is possible.
You say, before we got shut down, we actually released this project as open source. Everything that we've made for this project is out there somewhere. That sounds great, except it doesn't line up with reality, or with what your own moderators and admins previously stated. The full Bully Online source code was not released. What exists are partial resources, loose scripts, maybe a compiled executable, not the full server backend, not the infrastructure, not the actual Bully Online project as it ran back in December. Calling that open source is wildly misleading. That's not open source, that's fragments. You can't rebuild Bully Online from scraps, and pretending otherwise just muddies the waters. If the project were truly open sourced, people wouldn't be guessing, arguing, or reverse engineering anything. And here's the kicker. You simultaneously say you're not hosting it, not linking it, not condoning it, but also point out that people are running servers and communities are growing. Which is it? Either the material is meaningfully available or it isn't. You can't distance yourself legally while taking credit socially. The refund section is another mess. You say, refunds wouldn't be offered if this was a scam.
Something else that I should mention in this video, because I've seen a lot of people throwing accusations my way, especially is the topic of refunds. They're like, are you going to refund the people on coffee? When is that happening? It's like, okay, we reached out to those people. This happened, when we took down the coffee page, we actually contacted everybody and offered them refunds. We've done that. And as for the people saying that this whole thing has been a scam, first off, refunds would not be offered if this was a scam.
That's not how that works. Offering refunds doesn't automatically erase poor communication, missing money, or unmet expectations, especially when multiple supporters are publicly saying they never received one. Saying "we offered" isn't the same as "everyone was refunded." Then there's the emotional victory lap. We brought people together, we made smiles, we sparked interest, we revived Bully.
I think the most disappointing part about all of this is the fact that despite the fact that we brought all these people together, we had a blast, we created all these fond memories, and there was like a spark happening in the community. There was like new interest in this IP, Bully.
Cool. That part can be true and still not excuse the lack of clarity, shifting narratives, or disappearing announcements. Nostalgia doesn't replace accountability. You also float the Bully like a conspiracy breadcrumb, then immediately back out with, "I can't definitively say." So why bring it up at all? It adds drama without adding information, a recurring theme in this video. The livestream announcement at the end feels like damage control, not openness. Especially when comments are being deleted, announcements quietly disappear, and moderators are left enforcing rules instead of answering basic questions. And let's talk about the audience reaction, because watching people glaze this video like it's gospel is wild. You'd think transparency just dropped, when in reality we got a 2-shilling explanation stitched into a one-piece suit, except we only received loose fabric, not the actual suit. Final thought. If Bully Online truly went as far as it possibly could, then the least that journey deserves is straight answers, not contradictions wrapped in legal disclaimers and vibes. Right now, the legacy isn't confusion because people are speculating. It's confusion because the story keeps changing depending on which part you're talking about. You didn't kill the project, but this video didn't save your credibility either.